Today, we will try to understand the concept of the outbound delivery and what is the significance and what are the steps that we would require in order to have this particular outbound delivery getting created. Okay, so we have seen how an inbound process has been created so far, like a purchase order against your vendor, and then an inbound delivery gets created in the EWM system, and then you perform your transactions. Like what kind of a transactions? Like we used to perform all your picking, sorry, your put away warehouse tasks and all these things. The same way, even in our EWM for the outbound process, basically the standard flow. Okay, it starts with a sales order. Okay, and against a sales order, we will create an outbound delivery, and that outbound delivery transfers to your EWM system, where it creates an outbound delivery request followed by an outbound delivery order and then outbound delivery. But the current landscape, whatever I'm trying to show, this is completely a decentralized landscape. But as being we are putting this in an embedded landscape, so the outbound delivery request is no more required for us. So an outbound delivery, whatever gets created in your S4 ERP, that gets transferred to your EWM as an EWM outbound delivery, and that EWM outbound delivery creates a final document. Okay, so here, so it starts with a sales order, and then we will have an outbound delivery. Okay, and against this outbound delivery, we will have an EWM outbound delivery. Okay, however, this EWM outbound delivery is the kind of an execution document for us, where we will start doing all kind of your warehouse activities. Okay, and upon we complete this warehouse activities, and then system will create a final delivery document. Okay, which we will call it as an final, which is nothing but your OD document in terms of your EWM terminology. That's an outbound delivery document. Okay, so we will call it as an OD document indeed. Now, upon we perform the goods issue and everything, because in an inbound delivery, we are receiving the goods. So to make it very simple, in inbound delivery, we always receive the goods, right? So that's the reason we perform the goods receipt and all the other stuff. But in an outbound delivery, we will issue the goods. Actually, we will not receive anything. We will issue the goods out from the warehouse, okay, to your customers, or maybe to your plants or anything, or your production, or any kind of thing that you're issuing the stock from your warehouse. Then here we will have something called as a goods issue. Okay, 1 second. That is something where, because the 201 and 202 movement types are the issuing and the reversing ideally, but we will not deal with a movement types. As I already said this in my previous sessions, in EWM, we will never ever deal with the movement types. It is only all the time we will discuss only about your process types. Okay, so that I'll come to that point in the later stage. Okay, so what happens here? A sales order and an outbound delivery, which creates an EWM outbound delivery and a warehouse activity. So what kind of an warehouse activities that you might deal with here? Because let's try to understand that. So if I'm trying to say a warehouse activities in an outbound scenario, we will always try to pick the goods, okay, from your shelf or from your storage types, and then you place it in your staging areas. Okay, so what is this staging area again? This is a new staging area that we will have, which is for the goods issue zone. Okay, so if you can recap, we also done the same kind of stuff in an inbound. What would we do here? Here we have unloaded the goods. right? And then we have placed it also in a staging area, right? So this staging area is nothing but your goods received staging area, okay? But in this case, it's a goods issue area. So in a warehouse, you always end up having a two different staging areas. Like if you can try to uh, correlate with this picture. So what is going to happen here? You see this, the green, which is always to perform the put away. So in that case, what are we trying to do here? We will always try to have this as your staging area as a goods received one. And the red marked one, whatever is being sending out, you see here, there are more good. These are all the goods issue staging areas where you're trying to issue the goods. You will pick the goods from either of this particular storage types, and then you'll place it at a staging area, which is nothing but your goods issue staging area. Upon we place in this goods issue staging area, then we will try to load it into your truck. So that is which I was discussing here. So in an EWM outbound, what kind of an warehouse activities will be performing? In the sense, we'll do the picking, packing, and staging. So those are the three activities that we end up performing here. Upon we perform this, okay, picking, packing, and staging, then we will place it in your goods issue zone, which is nothing but your, that's it, the staging area. Clear? So an outbound delivery process, whatever we are trying to have it here. Where does that go? In this particular area one, we will start creating this from a sales order, and the same we will start creating with an outbound delivery, and then we will have your outbound delivery request. Well, like request is not there in your embedded landscape, followed by an outbound delivery and OD. But what is this OD document does here? The final delivery document. So upon we perform everything, all kind of an activities, okay, this final delivery document, whatever we are having it, ideally, it is more or less, okay, it serves as a communication. What kind of a communication? Means it serves a communication back to your S4 outbound delivery, means S4 ERP outbound delivery, and it updates. What it updates? It updates the movement types. Like okay, the goods issue has been done, and the system will trigger a 201 movement type. In an outbound, in an inbound delivery, we have also sent, upon we perform the goods receipt, the system goes back to your S4 inbound delivery, and then it updates your material movements like 101 or 102, whatever the material movements, that gets updated back there. Are we clear, guys, here? The first thing, okay.